If you look weak, you'll be prey. So you have to start by looking strong and confident to become strong and confident. Because the truth is, the world that we all are living in right now, man, we all have these areas we got to show up and be a little bit more on point, right? Because you have things where maybe you want the job, you want the sale, you want to build the business. There's something that you want to do, and there's this aspect to where you may not even realize it, but the way your eyes flutter, the way you show up, the way you stand, the way you walk, you don't look confident, you don't look strong. So what happens is, I don't have the confidence or faith to hire you, to give you the job, to invest with you, to join your business. And this is something that typically you can't notice, or maybe you are aware of it. And today I'm going to break down 4 simple habits that you can start applying immediately, like right now, to give you the sense of looking more confident. Because what's interesting is actions beget feelings. The way I act, the way I do something is what leads to a feeling. If I have a thing where maybe somebody does something nice to me, I feel positive. If they do something mean to me, I feel negative. If I want to feel confident, I must take an action that leads to me having proof of why I should be confident. Or me doing a confident action, it's all fake it till you make it. You start feeling how you flow, just moving your body differently, standing differently. So these habits, they're gonna be big pieces to you finding out how to get to the point of not looking like prey anymore, but being a predator, going after what you want, attacking it, right? It's a big piece of what we have to focus on for life, because life's about attacking next stages to get what you want out of life. Life doesn't give you anything, and to be honest, it shouldn't. You should go after things the right way. When I was a kid, I was in foster care. I had this situation where I was that kid. I didn't have that confidence, but I had to look like I had a sense of confidence, or I would be prey to the people that were the foster parents or other kids at school. And so I felt weak inside. I felt like I wasn't that great. I had to portray strength. And the interesting thing is, eventually it became genuine confidence and strength in NFL football career, businesses, speaking on stages in front of thousands of people now. So in this realm of what I do, I've lived what I'm about to talk about. And it's what I do every day. Even now, when I show up to places, I might not feel confident. There's spaces where I'm not the boldest, brightest, most amazing in the room by far. But when I step in, I don't walk in like I think that. You wouldn't have any clue what's going on inside of me. And so the idea is, how do we get to that point? Because what's happening in our market nowadays, in our entire world, is a lot of people are going out to the world and they're teaching, they're talking, they're sharing, and we can see the information coming out of them. Now, while the information might be relevant, it might be helpful, we have to realize that the reason we listen to them is because they look confident. If somebody doesn't look confident, because we watch so much video, our sample size is so huge, we know when someone's being themselves, when they're being dialed in, when they're being confident, we know when they're not. I can look at someone and go, this person is not very confident about what they're saying. I won't say anything to them. They won't even know I'm thinking it, but I'm tuning them out because they don't look the part. But if you also want to get information into somebody's head, you must also come across as confident. Now, it helps to actually know what you're talking about to feel confident in that, but there's not a case where you have to be that way, because in our world, there are millions and millions of people fighting for the same dream you have. They're wanting the money, the house, the husband, the wife, the kids, the car, the job, the career, the travel, the experiences. They want all these things. And you have to operate in a social landscape to get most of those. You can't tuck yourself in a hole nowadays and have nobody see you. You have to go to the world. When you show up in the world, you have to look strong. You got to look confident so you can get these things. If not, you will lose these things to someone who is stronger, someone who's more confident, and someone will just come up and snatch that dream off underneath you. It doesn't have to happen that way. It doesn't have to be something where they take it from you. You can easily be a person that goes and gets it. There'll be those moments where it's uncomfortable, a little bit of tension, but if you have confidence, you can overpower somebody without even them knowing. It's like a bluff, but you got to start with a bluff to be able to lead into having that actual boldness inside. So the first step is, whenever you walk into spaces, for the physical appearance of being able to have a strong, confident look, is you must stand tall with good posture. Like I'm sitting here in a kind of an upright position. Wasn't 100% intentional, but it fits for now, because it has to show that you're engaged and interested in what the person you're talking to is saying, and you actually have a care for what's going on. And so what I do, I don't do this. I don't slouch and go, hi everybody. So when I don't do that, because this position here tells me physically by visual, you don't feel comfortable in your own skin. You're diminishing yourself and rounding yourself off so you don't take up space and bother. You're not confident in who you are. So you sit like this and your hands are crossed and you do this a lot. And it's like, you know what? Don't look at me, anybody. Please don't look at me. No strength, no confidence. So simply adjusting to here goes, hey, listen to me. I got something to say to you. I'm gonna talk to you. I need you to pay attention. And this simple physical adjustment, it really changes how somebody sees you and feels. And if you pay attention to, like, just like this, pay attention, somebody also feels like you have the ability to look someone in their eyes. And that's an interesting dynamic because most people don't. So the biggest first step is stand tall. Have good posture. Walk into a room with your body tall, with your chest up. Look around. Have your eyes at an upper level, looking side to side. People, when they notice someone doing that, it stops them. They pause and go, who is this person? Think about it. You've been in a room where someone walks in and you go, that person either thinks they are somebody or they're somebody. Don't 100% know, but you feel drawn to go say something to them. And it's an interesting thing is that simple aspect is just body language. It's all it was. How did this person stand and operate and function and walk? Were they fast in their walk? Were they slow and controlled? Did they have this presence to them? Who are they? And there could be sometimes obviously an arrogance that trickles into that, but But you can look at someone and go, it's a strong, confident human, and it's okay. It's a good thing for someone to have that. Number two, make eye contact. It's a big, simple thing. Like, if you look at how we show up in the world, I'm making eye contact with you. I'm talking to you. It's something that shows I'm engaged and listening. Now, I may dart off and think. I think like this often, right? When I'm talking to you, my goal is to be able to have eye contact and focus. When you shake a person's hand, eye contact. When I talk to people, I look them in their eyes. It's not to be rude or disrespectful, but I find that people, when you can look in somebody's eyes, they go, this person right here has got some confidence. Like, I'll be out in public and I'll see people looking around and they'll look at me and I'll look dead at them. It's not a disrespect. I'm not rude. I'm not trying to be aggressive, but I'll look at them because they're looking at me. And after a couple seconds, you can give a nod. If I'm looking at somebody and they do this to me, like that, if I catch their eye and they do this, either it's kind of weird or they feel uncomfortable. It's not a confident feel. I want to look at someone who look at me in passing and just kind of keep an eye contact, and I can nod and we nod. There's a level of respect. Doesn't mean I'm being rude or disrespectful, but I know there's a level of like, all right, this is a person. This is someone that holds their ground. It's a confident human being. And so being able to have this eye contact, it's one you've got to lean into. And also, when you're doing that, it shows someone you're interested in what they're talking about and you care about it. And then having a back and forth response is a really useful, powerful thing to hear, look, pay attention, have some confidence to it. Number three is to speak clearly and loudly. Not loud in terms of yelling, but loud or speak in a sense of confidence, right? If I was saying, I think what you have to really pay attention to when you want to be confident, like how I did that, you wouldn't pay attention, right? The idea is to speak clearly, confident, like you have an idea of what you're talking about, and you actually may have an idea, but talk in that manner. Have some volume to your voice as you speak. Don't be stuck in this flow of just, I'm quiet, right? Because what happens, it demonstrates that you have the ability to talk at a certain level, but also you believe in what you're saying. Now, when you have the ability to believe in what you're saying, it's a good thing because it also leads to you feel comfortable in your own skin. See, I'm comfortable in what I do and how I show up and who I am as a human being in this world. Doesn't mean I'm confident because I diminish somebody else. I want to have great other confident people in the world, create cool things, experience great things. It's an amazing part of life. But you've got to be able to speak clearly and confidently and have a sense of understanding what it is you're saying and at least exude to me you believe what you're saying. And then from there, I can tell you feel anchored in who you are. It's actually something where when I don't hear people talk, or if they talk timidly, I worry in their presence. Sounds odd, but I don't do well around individuals who aren't settled inside, who don't have a sense of confidence to any aspect. And it's not a bad thing. It's not that I dislike these people. It's just that I don't feel 100% safe because if something happens that needs a person to handle a situation that's tough or difficult or scary, I don't know if I can lean on them. Now, children are like this. Children are not confident. They don't know space. It's again, they're children. But if I run into an adult and we're in a heightened situation and they shut down, freak out, they aren't confident, it's a liability to many people. They may run around, do something crazy, direct attention and draw attention. They do things they shouldn't be doing. You can also overly do it. You can be overly confident and do something you shouldn't do that jeopardizes people. But I need someone who's more logical and can actually handle pressure, and that's a confident human. And I can gauge that from how this person speaks and talks and holds their own in their skin. Now, it's interesting that I'm leading to this because it's actually been progressively going smooth so far, and I like how this flowed. I designed this called flow of video pretty well. I'm not gonna lie. I feel confident about it. Step 4, the big one for me is, do you take charge of situations? I'm a father, I'm a husband, and I am looked at as a protector of my family. If something happens, I take charge. I don't question it. I don't worry about it. I know that I have prepared myself in many different ways to physically handle myself or mentally handle myself in a heightened situation that may put the extensions of my body, which is my kids and my wife, my soul, out in the world. If it puts them in jeopardy, I can handle situations in real time. It's a confident thing. All it does is it's tied to, can you take charge? Can you show you are okay handling control and you're responsible enough to lead a demographic or lead a group of people? We need people that are capable of leading others, even if it's just them and their family. But for me, I look at the ability to just take charge of a situation as being a high quality, high caliber habit. There are some people that step into rooms and they don't want anyone to look at them, don't take care of anything, they don't want to lead. It's just they tuck away. And for me, I go, no, I'm going to step in and take charge. If something goes wrong or something's not right, I will be a person in public, knowing nobody, to step in and go, hey, let's handle this, people. I can lead and I can do that. Whether it was my years of playing linebacker in football or the business that I lead and run or the family I lead and run, it's in there. And it's not a problem for me. I love doing it, but it's a sign of my confidence and my abilities to help people, to be a safe space. And this leads to, in my life, more freedom, more control, more joy, more income in instances. So I recommend to you that you really look at where in your life you're falling short of some things that you would love to have be part of your life. I'm not saying these things can't be part of your life at some point, but I am saying you have to take a look at where may I have some area that I am having diminished confidence or a lower level of confidence that could be in the long term affecting something in my life that I'm not quite aware of in this moment. Because you got to remember that confidence is not just about how you look, but it's also about how you carry yourself, how you interact with other people, how you see. And this is a practicing thing. See, these are all habits that you can practice. I can practice easily standing tall, having good posture. I can practice having an aspect of making eye contact when I communicate. I can have a practice where I go into the world and I speak clearly and I speak confidently. I can practice taking charge in situations when it arises, or starting some project and taking ownership and leading that. Right? These are all things that are habitual actions you can take on your own and put yourself in that position. The more you take them, the more confidence you get. Might you fall, fumble, stumble, fail? Yes, it's possible. How you show up is a whole different conversation. But realistically, taking that step shows a level of confidence when other people might not have it. When you do this, it allows you to become authority in life. In some manner, an authority. And authority is a good thing if you handle it properly, if you're able to, if you have the skill sets for it. So take these habits and start looking at your life and go, man, where in my life right now can I focus on at least maybe one thing, walking into every room with tall posture? Don't come in doing this, right? But just come in. I'm here. Hey everybody, I'm here. How you doing? No, use your arms wide. Don't go crazy and across. You can open, just be in tall posture. Look at people in their eyes. It'll be uncomfortable, but stare at them. Like, just look at them just like this in their eyes and talk to them. It's a respectful thing. It's a strong thing. Use your voice with some bass, if we'll call it, or right, a little bit of heightened, like just use a grounded sense of your voice. Don't go high pitched and be a little bit scary looking or feel as though you were scared, because that creates a little bit of an unsettled feeling of people that are around you, right? On top of that, make sure that when you show up to the world that you don't show up and not take ownership or take lead when it needs to be done. It's a big thing, is taking lead. Whenever you go into the lead, speaking clearly, speaking confidently, take some lead of situations. It's going to be scary, but you get to navigate those things. The more you do it, the more you feel comfortable doing it, the more confidence you have doing it. Because what happens, the more you do it, the more competent you get. The more competent you get in any aspect, any situation, the more confidence you get. And when you have that confidence, you can create something really, really cool in life. So that's it. Go apply these habits, put them into the world, put them into your life, make these things come to pass in some true, honest way, and watch how your life changes some cool things. Also, check this video out right here, because I got some cool things here coming for you. Click the button, watch it. Outside of that, as always, do the dark work so you can make shift happen.